Hey everyone, welcome to PonyFest Online number 5's VIP panel of the day. With us, we have longtime fandom member Imalou, who is also the character designer for several of our favorites from Generation 5. I'm Dexanth. You may know me as the founder of PonyFest Online and the former con-chair. And Imalou, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Tell us a little about you.
Okay. My name is Imalou. My real name is Leah Tapsi. I've been in the fandom since 2011, drawing My Little Pony fan art, and I had the chance to work on My Little Pony, a new generation movie. People know me from before, and maybe people know me now because of the movie. I'm a huge Brownie fan, a huge My Little Pony FM fan, and I hope I will be still one in 10 years. So yeah, I'm 25 years old and I like to draw.
And I can personally attest to that, having like wowed many times by just your ability to take a blank canvas and then an hour later have something that is utterly phenomenal. Like for those who have never met her before, this is one of the most, I'm going to gush for a moment and I'm not going to apologize because you deserve every ounce of this praise.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
One of the best fan artists and just amazingly fantastic at speed painting. Like you can see Monkey in chat and there you go. I have every
Monkey, my dude.
Speaking of that, I know we've gotten to know each other a few times, and so I'm going to seg into a little bit of a personal trivia bit here and talk about a little fun fact that the audience might not be aware of, that those times you visited America, you have a favorite, place to get lunch or dinner.
So that was at BrownieCon 2017.
And, any other occasions you have made, yes.
I had my first Five Guys, very Americanish, because for people who don't know, I don't come from America, I'm French. So when I entered in these Five Guys, I felt like in a new world, and I got the fattest burger in my life. That was amazing.
and for years and years since, it's just been joyous talking about the delicious taste of Five Guys burgers and fries, and how wonderful it is to put Five Guys in your mouth. Like,
oh my God. Very important thing to know for the movie. Yeah.
It is. So, I see some of the questions that are racking up, and I just want to let everyone in the question area to know we're going to get to them soon. But before we do that, I also wanted to do a little bit of history. So you mentioned you've been in the fandom basically since the beginning. And so, now that we have this lovely privilege of having, a member of the fandom who is working from there on the content, I'm sure people would love to know, how did you get into ponies in the first place?
Into ponies? In the first place, it was pure luck from a furry friend on Facebook posting some My Little Pony fan art, and I was like, is that really My Little Pony? Because when I was a kid, I was playing My Little Pony toys like every other girls, and when I discovered My Little Pony FM, I was like, wow, that looks so cool, but I couldn't believe it was fan arts only. It was like I thought the fan arts were like just an interpretation, and when I first saw an episode of it, it was around March 2011 or February. I fell in love with Pinkie Pie, and I instantly looked at all the episodes. Especially my favorite one was Winter Wrap-Up and Party of One. We came a bit later, but Winter Wrap-Up was one of the episodes that made me go into this fandom.
And then following from there, does that mean, did you catch up before season 1 finished airing?
Did I catch up before season 1 was airing? Yeah. I think I watched I think the last episode I watched at that time, that was aired was "Green Isn't Your Color," something. I think that was the name of the episode. Yeah, and I had a cut. I had a break. Yeah, I had a break at some point, and yeah, sorry. I had a break at some point, and when season 2 started, I went full brony.
Totally understand that. I mean, that was basically my journey as well. Like, fell in midway through season 1 and caught up, and then
But I wasn't the only one.
it's so weird. Yeah, I know. I mean, gosh, you know, it's these days, as I know you can relate to, it's very rare to actually encounter someone else who's been in it since the beginning. So,
yeah.
you know,
Right.
I'm just gonna give you a high five from across the Atlantic.
From far away.
Yeah, there we go. It takes about 3 seconds to cross the ocean.
So fast.
So, okay, all right. So from there, you know, I mean, obviously, it's still a major step from just, you know, joining the fandom and starting to work in art. So how did you actually really, you know, sink into art, you know, not just as a hobby, but as a profession? Because skill like yours takes time to cultivate. Like, I guess where I'm going with this, how did you go, you know, what was your path to improvement or educational or whatever?
Well, the thing is, I always drew in my life, but I really took it seriously when I started to be in the fandom, because I was so there were so many cool artists around, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to do like them and do cool pony art. And that's when I started to take things seriously. Especially, I learned about digital painting and focused on that. And it was my second year of high school. I wanted to go to art school, but I didn't know we could do digital art as a job, and so that's when I figured I needed to step up my game, and I worked like really hard every day on digital painting, anatomy, learning and stuff. But yeah, if I really need to put a year where I started to take things seriously, it would be around 2012 when I started to make plenty of My Little Pony fan arts. My Little Pony really helped me on getting on my level now. And then there was art school, which helped me as well a lot, but more on the professional way. At first, it was just I wanted to make cool ponies, and then it was I wanted to have a job in this industry. So that was my journey. But before the ponies, I was I was a furry, and I was drawing wolves and foxes and furries. But it was still a hobby because I was still young.
Here's the important thing: did it make you happy?
Yeah, I still
I don't know why you're apologizing for drawing things to make you happy, you know.
I know it's a bit taboo to be a furry in the pony fandom, but I embrace it. You know.
Exactly. You know, it's like we're all dorks here.
Right. Pony, bronies, and furries, they're all the same.
So, you know, I can see definitely some of the questions in bitrate stage touching on this. So going from there, you know, obviously that's similarly a big step to being a fandom artist to now doing it, you know, as a professional like level, and especially at working in My Little Pony specifically, which I'm sure has been, you know, a dream of a lot of people in the fandom. So I think I'll ask the question that I'm sure a lot of people would love to know, which is, how did that happen? You know, what's the story behind everything?
The story behind everything is kind of funny. I was freelancing at that time for a TV show, something animated, and I just came back from BronyCon 2017, and I had like so many inspirations for doing pony fan arts. And I did one that took me like 15 hours. It was after the Miss Main episode. I did this one, and I did a fan art of the Pony Anthology animation with what's the name of it? Sorry, I couldn't find again the name. But I did the animation of the. Well, it's all right. I did two big fan arts, and I really wanted to give a 3D look of it. I really wanted to step up and see how can we make ponies look really 3D, you know, just while painting. And so I finished these drawings. I was really proud of it, and I posted on my art station. I don't really put much pony artworks on it, but this time I was like, yeah, I'm really proud of it, so I'm gonna put it on our station and put some My Little Pony tags. I don't care. For those who don't know, our station is like DeviantArt, but for professionals. So you usually use it as a portfolio, definitely. So I was hesitant to put them in my portfolio, but I still did it. And a few weeks later, I received an email from our art director, Pablo Meyer, art director of the movie, asking me, hey, we saw your art on our station. We are working on something you may really like. That was the email. It was like, we're working on something you may really like, and we want you on board. Do you want to discuss about it? And I checked on Voltaire Media, so it was Hasbro, and I was like, oh, that's Hasbro. What's going to happen? Like, I said, yeah, and we had this discussion, and that's when I learned it was about My Little Pony, and I learned they were really fond of these two fan arts I made after Monicon, which were my two most recent pony artworks. And the 3D modeler for characters, his name is Jorge. It's a Spanish name. I can't really pronounce it, but this guy was using my fan arts as a reference. They found it by just typing My Little Pony on ArtStation. So they found out that I was close by because France on Ireland is really, they are neighbors basically. So they hit me up and they asked me to come, and that's how it started. If I didn't put these artworks in my portfolio, like I don't think it would be the same now. So it was pure luck.
I think that's awesome. You know, it's a perfect example of how, like, I've heard a lot of people over the years, I think, either express sentiments about themselves or other artists, which basically translates into hide your fan art. You know, like, I've absolutely heard in artist and like animation circles many a time that, like, oh no, you know, there's that phase in your career that you just don't tell people about because like professionals won't appreciate it. And
yeah.
I love hearing like this that basically, you know, show how that paradigm both is not absolute and also changing, because like if it's a piece that's good and it's a piece that, you know, you're proud of, you totally should be able to do exactly what you did. So
right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Sometimes even if it's not so professional, if you are proud of it, you must put it on your portfolio, whatever the subject is. So yeah, that was like, I was really, really happy that they found me and wanted me to come specifically. And they really needed some brownie knowledge on the movie. So I hope I did well on that.
I mean, I can only speak for myself, but you know, you did amazing.
Thank you.
Now, of course, that I think takes us into a natural space from there, which is another burning question everyone has. What was your contribution, you know, to the film? I know the answer to part of that is like behind you. You know, I can see her in the background.
Yeah, but, my babies.
Exactly. For those who do not know, what's your, you know, what's your biggest thing that you're proud of for about, you know, working on the movie, and also what overall were you doing as part of the movie team?
So I was first hired for doing character design. I was in charge of designing Izzy, Moonbow, Sunny Star Scout, and Sprout, the bad guy. But it was like a big teamwork at first. Like at first we were two character designers, me and Celia Kaspar, which is my colleague, and both of us, we were asked to design the main 5, so we had to do it together, and the more we were how can I say that, comfortable with a character, the more the directors put us on this character. So me, I was comfortable with Sunny and Izzy, so I was tasked to design them. And I also did design for the G4 sequence, which I'm really proud of. The first time I saw it, I cried because it was everything I hoped for. It was so very well made. Yeah, I have some concept art I can show if you want.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
I was
want to see
feel
it?
like speaking
Okay,
of it, I
okay.
think everyone would love to see it. Take it
Because
away.
starting today, we can show concept art. So let's go.
All right, and then for everyone who's watching along, just a slight, call out here if it weren't obvious, because we're discussing the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, there will be spoilers from this moment onward.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're golden. You're golden. Like, I would think that the viewers would know, but I'm just calling out explicitly that if you have not seen the movie and you really care about spoilers, we'll be putting this up on YouTube later. Go watch the movie, and then voila. If you don't care about spoilers or you've seen the movie, we've got some cool stuff to show you. Take it away.
So yeah, when I was so the G4 sequence was the last one of the last tasks I was working on. I worked on this sequence last September 2020. It came really late in the process, but they were looking for something really artsy, something different from G4, but still G4. So Pablo asked me to do some concept art, so I did this one, which is all the main 6 together doing epic poses. This one was like for the first minutes.
You want to open it up so that we can see it full? I think it's
Can we see it now or not?
We can see the thumbnail. I can't see the...
Oh, okay. Sorry. Wait. If I do this and this, can we see it?
Yep, now it's coming up.
Yeah, cool. Sorry about that. Yes.
You're fine.
Yeah. So this is the first minutes of the sequence. I was working with the storyboards, and this one was the backgrounds were made by Pablo, and I did the composition and the design look for the G4 characters. I am really proud of these drawings. Like, I think I could put like lots of my love of G4 in it. So yeah, and that's the famous Rarity going crazy.
I'm trying to be professional here, but that face.
Right, look at her. She's like so mean and stuff. Yeah, I'm really happy because the TV studio of Boulder, the one who made the 2D sequence, they really did a good job on keeping my poses and expressions on the final sequence. Yeah, it was amazing. So I didn't really change a lot the designs. I wanted to keep it G4 like, but I added a bit of my okay, let's say art style on it. Here you can see like all the poses of Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, my favorite, Rainbow Dash as well.
I love that.
And Rarity.
Pinkie Pie pronking. I mean, she has to be.
She as well.
When Pinkie Pie's doing her little like deer, where she jumps
on
all the at once.
It's so cute. Like it's really cute.
I don't think anyone has ever captured Rarity's fangs as well as you do, darling.
I went really crazy with the Rarities expression. But yeah, like this was I really love this task a lot. That's what I'm the most proud of. And of course, designing the lead characters, it was really cool. Like I'm really happy Pablo, the art director, really trusts me on that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, and I can see from the audience here, everyone's concurring that like this is just phenomenal. People are really loving seeing it. And ooh, what do we have here?
Yeah, if I can talk a bit about the way I designed Sunny on Easy.
Of course, take it away.
Yeah, Sunny at first was more an explorator, and she was more fond of doing mechanical stuff. She was like a hard worker. And when we were tasked for the characters, Hasbro just sent us a PDF with subtle descriptions of the characters, and we had to think about these characters before and really think about them and do a lot of sketches. So I really liked doing Sunny, like messy hair and these orangey colors. At first she was supposed to be named June, which was really cute. I really like the name of June, but that's my opinion.
Like CHU or
sorry?
What did you say it was the working name?
June. At first her name was June, yeah. And it changed to Sunny. So yeah, I had to figure out the colors and the hairstyle, the mood of her. And so I gave the director of this first page, and then we moved to a second page where we wanted something a bit more calm, a more down-to-earth character. So this was when we started to have Sunny. At first, like she was there, but not yet. Her name was the Explorer, and I really like the fact that she has like glasses, huge glasses, and especially the braid. Like I really like her hair.
Oh gosh, yeah, the braiding is so cute.
Yeah,
those little bows that she has.
Right. I used to wear a braid when I was a kid, and when I started designing this braid, I kind of thought of the way I was doing my hair when I was a kid with my braid. So it was kind of an inspiration to that. But then we got the final. This was when it was approved. You can see it's really different from what we got now, but the design is almost there, you know. And
yeah, like I'm like I can see that there's differences, but at the same time, like clearly, you know, like, if you go back a stage, you can see how it looks kind of like her in a way, but this is now like, oh yeah, that's like her sister almost at this point.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that was Sunny's journey. Sunny was very easy to make approval from Hasbro, because I think with the help of Celia, we did a really good job at finding that character. So if there is any question about Sunny right now, maybe I can reply to them while I'm talking about it.
Sure. So, all right. Yeah, the audience, I'm going to look back through the chat here for one blog. But if you have any Sunny Starscott questions, here's your call out to go ahead and start posting them. And yeah, give me just a moment here.
Sure. If there is any other questions in the same.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of questions.
Oh my God.
Actually, you know, I'm going to open with one from Perry Dotto here that's relevant. She would like to know how restrictive was Hasbro on the design process? Like how much freedom did you have, you know, to input your own ideas versus working off of their guidelines?
At first, it was like totally free. I could do anything. Like really. You see, it's really different from. I put lots of anime references first, and I was free. I was totally free. They were like super cool with that, completely free. Especially for Easy and Sunny, because we really wanted to find her. We needed to be free for that. We didn't add much restriction except the green color. We didn't really wanted the green color for the body. I mean, I don't know why. maybe they were too fond of green, but there's still green ponies in the movie. So for the main fight, we didn't wanted to put any greens colors. Yeah.
All right. I've got a silly question there. Looking at
Yeah.
those early ones, they're wondering if some of that concept is inspired from, Gadget from. Wow, I'm like, I think that was Tailspin that she was from.
No, I'm sorry, it's not the case. I didn't watch Tailspins. It wasn't a show we had in France. But it was more like my inspiration was more like what's her name? In Up, the Pixar movie. The wife, the little when the first beginning of the movie, the little girl with her crazy hair and doing crazy stuff and being so jovial and so happy. That was my inspiration for the first designs. And
I think see it in that like upper left one especially.
Yeah, and I was working with lots of music, so I was listening to the mechanical store from I forgot the name. Sorry, my brain is not working well today. But I listen to a lot of songs while I'm designing, so and that's how I came up with the ideas. But my inspiration was Up, the girl from Up.
And there's then a mention too that you took some inspiration from your childhood. So is there anything of you in this image?
Yeah, especially on this concept. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I show the character to my mom, she was like, "Oh, she looks like you when you were a kid." So I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." Then you the question.
Horrible. I think someone mentioning they saw the name Sunny Starshine on there at one point. Was that an earlier name?
I don't know. I don't remember Starshine. For very long, Sunny's name was at first the Explorer, and then it was June, and later it was Sunny. But I never heard about Sunny Starshine.
Okay, they might have just like seen it on the bottom there or misread it. I don't know. So well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, let's see here.
Yeah.
I've got a good one following up from that.
Yeah.
How does it feel, over the last week, just seeing, and really since the designs dropped, all of the fan art that people have been doing?
Oh, it was amazing. I couldn't keep up with everything. My notifications were crazy. And when I say it was crazy, I couldn't even open Discord because I was so overwhelmed by all the notifications. Well, people saying congratulations was so nice. And I was looking on Twitter. I keep retweeting heart and liking heart. Like I know so many of it. I really love all the fan arts, the memes, the PMVs, everything. I love it. I'm really proud, and since the beginning I was hoping that this day would come and people would like the characters, and I'm happy it's the case.
I'm absolutely delighted to see that that's the case.
Cool. Yeah, and maybe I can show that I was also in charge of designing Sunny's cutie mark. It was hard in some ways. I'm not used of designing cutie marks, but I really like making Sunny's one. I was also in charge of Sunny's being an alicorn. So I took inspiration from the G4 before. Then when I heard it was a power-up, we were more looking for magical stuff for our design as an alicorn. And I was very surprised when I first learned she was supposed to be an alicorn. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be like Twilicon 2.0. Like I was like scared of people's reaction, but apparently it's not too bad. So I'm happy. I like the way they made us an alicorn, so I'm good with that. And also Messia, as a character designer, I was in charge of a lot of stuff. So especially around characters. I was supposed to work only 9 months in the movie, and I ended up working for 3 years on the movie. So I did a lot.
I'm like, I see bed mane, and then I look down.
Yeah.
Yeah, bed hair. That's a mood. That's a mood.
Yeah.
I have
I was
tanks that
also,
take
yeah.
forever to get out. Oh, those are so
Yeah, and also Philly Sunny. Yeah,
cute. There's oh, this is just a feast for the eyes right here. Like any single one of these images.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
The end
much.
is nay, everybody. In the bottom right, the facial expressions. Like,
Yeah.
oh, there's so many cute sunny faces.
I love working on Philly Sunny. She's so cute. I'm going to move on to Izzy, so we won't have to talk
Of
a lot
course,
about.
naturally,
Yeah.
yes.
So Izzy was at first a caregiver, and so our first design were more like very calm and very down to earth. And when we figured that these kind of designs would look better on Sunny, so then she
I'm
was
curious, was Tree Hugger part of her inspiration?
yeah a little bit.
I feel like I see the
yeah
her in those two left column images.
Sorry. Yeah, Trigger was an inspiration for sure. I wanted to make her a bit hippie, and I really like to put spots. Unfortunately, they didn't get these ideas. I really wanted to put more spots on the fur, you know, on the body markings like real horses. But then I came up with this idea. Like we start to see Izzy here, but she's too calm, and I was like, in the lineup, I was missing something a bit more pinkish. So I went with these designs, and they loved it. Izzy wasn't supposed to be the crazy one at first, but I think my work kind of helped the writers to find her personality. So yeah, she's crazier now and more pinkier and pinkie pie-ish. That was what I hoped for. So I really liked working on this page, especially this face. This one right here is
I
incredible.
am a unicorn and my life is existential horror. She's been reading French philosophy.
Right. Yeah, so Izzy, oh wait, yeah, there's more. Why is this? Okay. Then I came up with expressions, more like crazy expressions.
I'm very confused. Where are her friends?
Yeah, she was a bit.
Rarity proved that unicorns have fangs, don't they?
Yeah, well, no, like here she was like really anxious. She was a bit more anxious at first, but they came up with a really more crazier personality, which is really cool. So that was easy. Izzy was like Sunny, like it was really easy to approve our design really fast because we came up with fast.
She pops out so vibrantly. I totally understand why.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites. I was also in charge of doing some like some background stuff, like you can see here the Earth Ponies, Pegasi, and images in the movie, in the Fit Writing song. I did these drawings. We wanted to have like a encyclopedia kind of like art style, so that's what I did. And the glasses, of course. And the wrapping. So lots of props and background stuff, but and the tennis ball. The tennis ball was more like text search. So if there is any questions about Izzy right now, you are free to ask them to me.
All right, let's go off of, okay, so, you know, looking at her, and you saw some tree hugger in her early design. So how much of a hippie is she?
How much? I think she's 30% hippie because she loves arts and crafts. She loves to recycle stuff. So she's kind of like an ecologist, maybe. I like the fact that she's an artist and she's an easygoing pony.
We've got, okay, I've got a good one following up from that from Master Thief here. they're noticing that the G5 horn design has changed, and that, you know, the unicorns like different or have a different horn style. Where
Yeah.
did that come from? You know, is there any story
Um,
behind that at all?
I think it was an idea from art director, or is it character? I think it was from Graham Gallagher, which was my supervisor in character design. I don't know exactly the reason why. I was asked at first to make a more translucent arm, but they prefer something more lighter, like here, and with a different design on the arm. I think it's a neat idea because I don't know. I think it's different from G4, and I kind of like it.
Oh yeah, I know. It gives it a, you know, cute flair there that
Yeah, yeah. I don't have any more information about that,
no, I
unfortunately. I'm
mean,
so sorry.
sometimes it's because it looks cool, and it does.
Yeah, it looks cool. So.
I
I
mean,
don't know why.
there's a, you know, game designer that I'm a mild fan of, because sometimes they'll be asked questions in interviews and they'll just shrug and be like, because it looked cool.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly valid reason to do something.
Maybe I can move on to my third character, which the one I did the most was Sprout. Sprout was a difficult character to design. It took me 2 months to find Sprout. Itzy and Sunny took us 6 weeks, something like that. No, not 6 weeks. Sorry, not 6. More like 1 month. Sprout was double because I came up with lots of concept arts, and we couldn't find him. Like at first, he was more like emo-ish kind of way. He was more like of a loser.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he was more like a loser, like the one that is always second place, and each was always the first, and he was jealous and stuff. So I really liked the fact he had like buck teeth and down hair, and but then we couldn't find him. We couldn't approve him from Hasbro, so I came up with this painting and the one we first saw. Sorry, this one. This one I have some trivia about it. It was a Friday. It was at noon. I received a message from my supervisor and it says, we have to approve Sprout, but we need something for Hasbro to approve him fast because we can't take much more time for him. and they asked me, can you make a painting in 2 hours? I was like, let's do this. It was noon. I had to finish it for 4 p.m. max, and I finished at 3 p.m. 3:59.
So just to be clear, is that the image we're looking at on the left here?
Yeah, this one.
And this is what Hasbro approved.
Yeah, when they saw this, they said, yeah.
So in other words, you're saying that you utilized your speed painting superpower to pull off the last minute of
it was useful this time. Yeah, it was really useful. Like I gathered all my powers and went on. Let's do this.
It was so fun. You began at noon or at 2 p.m.?
I began at 2 p.m. At noon, I was starting to eat, to have my lunch. I was like, okay, I take my lunch and I start. And so at 2 I started, and at 4 I finished.
So there you go. Just again, what I was talking about, like this, I mean, I know you can do it. I've watched you do it, and yet I'm still absolutely blown away that something of this caliber was produced in 2 hours. Like,
yeah, like it was like luck, pure luck, because I was so hyped for doing a painting.
No.
So.
That is not luck. That is talent and skill.
Yeah, I was really happy when we found this design. And one of our trivia about Sprout is that I was like, I was so frustrated about not finding something to make Hasbro approve on him. So for his hair design, I was like, let's think about a character, a bad guy that I liked, and I was watching JoJo's, and so I was like,
Do you have
yeah,
Dio hair?
I like Dio, so let's make a Dio haircut. And it worked. It worked. It was crazy. Like they kind of kept this curly tail. So I was like, yeah, let's go. They didn't kept this thing here. And it's too bad because I liked it when he has this little here. I wanted to make him blonde. I wanted him to have big eyebrows because I love it. I wanted him to look like Dio. It's crazy. Like it's not exactly Dio because we can't, because it's a licensed character. But I took inspiration from it because Dio is a good bad guy. So design, I mean. So I was like, yeah, let's do this.
I'm just watching chat going completely insane over this revelation. It's being filled with Dio memes as we speak. There we go. I was waiting for it. There we go. Quote, you expected Sprout, but it was I, Dio.
Right. Yeah, like yeah, I'm happy they approved this character design at some point. So that was so cool. So I made this page with personality, and they really loved it. And the dictator outfit, everything. Yeah, the badge and the hat. Some props for Sprout, and of course the crazy
Mind control helmet.
Yeah. I don't remember if I designed the no, I didn't design the hat, but more like the hair going down. It's little details that are useful for the movie, and so yeah, when you are doing this kind of jobs, you can be asked so many different things to make, not only characters. So that was Sprout. I hope you like this. Sprout was my favorite. He still is. Yeah, I really liked Sprout. He was one of my favorites for sure.
Oh, I mean, there's just so many good faces, like Blues Brothers security.
Yeah, I went crazy. Like Hasbro, they really let us do crazy stuff. It was really we were lucky with that, really. Is there any questions about Sprout, maybe?
Yeah, audience, if we've got any specific stuff while we're doing it, I'm going to take out some of our, any ones we can fit in. Like, here's a nice big one, kind of general here, from Drummer Shy a while ago. With, the movie hitting #1 on Netflix globally and all of that, like, how does it feel to be a part of this team? And like, how has it been, I guess, like, how has that whole experience been in the last week, really?
Crazy. I still can't believe it. Like, I knew the movie would be good. I watched the movie with the animatics while I was working there, and I was really, really loving it. I remember, and I know it's gonna be a bit sad to say, but I remember having more fun watching storyboards of G5 and the last season, unfortunately, of G4. Like, it was. I knew it would be positive. This much, I couldn't believe it. I was but not like in a negative way, but I was like, that's so cool, and being part of it is it's really cool. We are all very proud in the art department in the movie. In the movie Cross, everybody is so proud of our job, and we put so much heart in it. Like, especially the directors, they really had fun, and it shows that they love working on this. It was my best 3 years of work, really.
And I mean, yeah, the entire team, clearly like shows their phenomenal talent, effort,
right?
In every frame of the film. Like, all of you,
exactly,
all of the kudos, and then some. And we've got one Sprout in here before we bounce over. Someone would like to know, was he always planned to be a mommy's boy, or did that arrive later in the design process?
That arrived later. at first he was more like a deputy. It wasn't stated he was Philly's son. Phyllis wasn't really related to him at first. It was like he came up later in the script. But I think it's a neat idea. I think it's cool because it gives him more personality than just being a loser, like a second place loser, you know. Yeah. Is there any other questions?
And I see we're shifting over to our
yeah
reference.
So yeah, I wanted to show that also I had to design some props, the famous posters that everybody liked.
I see
I'm
that
really
Rarity has become a sea monster now.
right. And these ones as well, I was like really proud of the Wonderbolt one. Really cool to make. The phone, the emoticons, I had to design them. I had to find a way to make the phone work with the hooves, which was really hard at first. But I really like how it looks in the movie, so I'm really proud of it as well. So yeah, like lots of props. There's not everything. I couldn't put all my concepts yet. I'm going to post my concept arts on ArtStation at some point, so don't worry about that. I will post them later. Yeah, there's that.
For those who've been asking, this will be available on the public internet at some point in the future.
Yeah, and Netflix allows us starting today to show the concept art. So
I'm sure some of you have been frantically screenshotting these as they come up, but don't worry, you don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to. I'm going to post them anyway. So I also had to work on the critters, the armadillos, the crab and the bunnies.
All of Hitch's friends.
Yeah, the Hitch friends. I love working on critters. I think I'm going to stop here because we only have like 15 minutes for other questions. But
yeah, I've been mixing in audience Q&A as I can here, so we've gotten several of those in too.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely. Like if you have other things you want to show off, we totally can.
Okay. Maybe I can show my early designs for Zip and Pip.
Absolutely.
So Zip was mostly Celia's work. Here I just took her design and tried different things with it, but Celia did an amazing job with Zip and Pip. I had different views for Pip. She was more like a performer, like she still is an artist, like a singer. But I wanted to go more like the roaring 20s kind of style of pony, you know. So she was like, I really like it. This one is my favorite. I still like it. People looking that way. But I really liked the way they look now. So I did some personality sketches of both of them together. Yeah. So
is there a reason that she, Pip has like the the white fluffy wings, whereas the other ones have kind of that multicolored design?
Yeah. The question is, why does she have that?
Why Pip's wings are the like kind of fluffy white style, and the rest I have like the colored highlights?
I can't reply to this question because I didn't really work on Pip that much. That would be Celia would be the best to reply to this question.
Totally, yeah, got it. So it's
you guys need to invite more people than me.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. It's the best of answers sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Pip was Celia's work, so I can't reply to this question, unfortunately. So I don't know. Is there any other questions?
That there was, we have Techie Cutie mentioning that there was some like little feathering on their hooves originally.
Yeah.
So when did that kind of fade away in the process, and was there a reason that didn't stick around?
I don't know. When I left, they were still there, and they kind of disappeared, or maybe no. at first, so I worked in the studio for 2 years, inside of the studio. Then I did 1 year of freelancing with them from my home in Nantes, in France. And before starting freelancing, they were still there. And when I started freelancing, I couldn't find them. But it's a shame because I really like this idea, but I think it didn't work well in 3D. Maybe you should ask a 3D artist on the movie because I think it left in the 3D modeling or maybe 3D texturing part. So yeah, I can't really fight this question.
All right, well, one that I'm sure you can answer. Were Pip and Zip always sisters from when you were involved, or was there a point in their design process that they
I think they were always sisters, if I remember well. I always remember them being sisters.
And okay, let's see. Shifting to another one that is more open. Well, we've got him on screen actually. So Hitch definitely changes up the dynamic a bit there. So what what involvement did you have in his design and or process, or are you just we can see the lovely pieces that you did here?
I have some early concept art of Hitch actually. I didn't work that much on Hitch. Hitch is also Celia's work. So to explain clearly, at first, when we received this PDF with all the characters, subtle description from Hasbro and their name, the protector was Hitch, the caregiver was Easy, the explorer was Sunny, and we both, Celia and I, we did a brainstorming meeting together. We worked on, we talk a lot on fine explorations, things that we think that would be cool. It took us an hour to write down all our ideas, and so both of us worked on each main file. So I did early designs for each, Zip, Pip, and Sunny and Dizzy, of course, and Celia as well. Then the directors, when they saw which characters were the best for which character designer, they put us on these characters. Like I was put on Sunny and Easy, Celia was put on each, Zip and Pip. So my involvement on each wasn't that big, honestly. Celia did a really good job on it. So I just did early designs. Then later on, I had to make like props, like the fake mustache. The fake mustache. I didn't do the fake wigs. I just did the fake mustache. And that was the only thing I did here. And the calendar, of course. The designs of the hairdresser. Sorry, my dog.
Oh, it's fine. We love our doggy friends.
Yeah, mostly props design on him, mostly.
So here's one that kind of follows off of all of that. I'm going to adapt an early question from one of our listeners. Did you have a favorite part of the design process, and were there any moments that you found particularly challenging? And then how did you get past those challenges?
Wow, the design part I really enjoyed doing the most was when we were like really free to do whatever we wanted. Like the first weeks when we just had a subtle description, we had to work with that and only that, and find lots of ideas and do so many sketches. That was my favorite part. Then the challenge was especially in the latest process when we had to really figure out the design and especially finding colors. Finding colors for each main file was complicated because we wanted to have harmony between all the characters. So we came up like with different colors. Like Sunny, I did the version of her being purple. Easy, she was orange. I tried to put some greenish colors, but they didn't really like it. Zip was red at first, but she became pink. each was gray or blue. Or we had it was the most challenging part of finding harmony in the color design. It was a challenge because I wanted the characters to be as iconic as the G4 ones, and the G4 colors really match well. So it was really hard in this point of view. It was really hard for me to make them as iconic. So to make up with this challenge, I tried many ideas. That's the key. You have to do like so many variations to find the good character.
Awesome. Well, I know we're down to our, final 5 minutes here.
Gosh.
I know I would love to keep on going with this forever because you have had such amazing things to show everyone. Like,
I have so many things to say. The next time.
Well, clearly, what this means is that other, fandom elements should be reaching out to you and other members of the G5 team and getting everyone to do even more so that they can, just what you've shared with us, and you made it so clear that there's plenty of other people who have awesome stuff to share as well.
Right, yeah, definitely.
So yes, I would encourage any fandom elements watching, The team is awesome.
Sorry.
Clearly.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was wondering if there was any last questions before finishing up.
Let's see. Someone is wondering if you had any design input on like the they call them the Pega rats. Like
Pega rats?
I think it's the fluffy winged dog, maybe, or
the fluffy dog was Celia's work. I did some texturing search on the rats, the flying rats.
Yes.
I mostly worked on the bunnies and the crab. And over many on the armadillos as well, alpha beta armadillos. Yeah.
Veronicon being near and dear to my former heart, and Baltimore loving their crabs. It was just so beautiful to
thank you.
Be a little crab friend there.
Little crabs, little crabby. Any other questions?
Let's see. Do you have any concepts that you did that you wish had been in the film, but for one reason or another couldn't make it in?
Well, Sprout's haircut. I really like him having this little stray of hair here, but they preferred him to have hair all the way down. Unfortunately, I prefer when he has his face covered by hair.
We understand. It makes him look more like DL.
Yeah, I know, right? That's one thing I miss. What else maybe?
There is. I know we have one little, question here.
Yeah.
Is there a reason, well, actually, I'm going to speculate that this is from Hasbro's end of things, but as to why between G4 and G5, cutie marks are on one side versus both?
I don't know.
Yeah, that one feels like that's probably the Hasbro one anyway, but
yeah, I
throwing someone a bone.
Honestly, I tried in my concepts. I put them on both sides, and I was asked to remove on one side, and I was like, "Why?" And they were like, just because." And I was like, "No, that's not how it works." And they were like, "Yeah, but they want it that way." And I was like, "Well, okay, I can't say anything." So in my position, I don't have much decision, much decision power. So I tried
to be like, that's just how it was, it was a design.
Yeah. I don't know why. I prefer it on both ways, but that's just my preferences.
Yeah, I know it sounds like, all right. So I'm gonna let us do our little wrap up here. Thank you so much for joining us. I know everyone's so excited to have gotten a chance to hear from you. It's
thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Flown by.
Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you liked my little concept arts and my badly English talk.
Oh God. I know everyone had an amazing time. Thank you for joining us. If you don't already know, you can follow Imalou on Twitter, and thoroughly encourage you to do so, because I mean,
Thank you.
you've seen for the last hour how amazing her art is. And yeah,
Oh,
thank you
shucks.
so much for joining us. I actually
you.
ordered Five Guys at the start of this panel, and I'm getting full now.
Time
So,
for 5 guys in your mouth.
exactly. All righty. Well,
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for
thank
having me
you
playing
all.
first. And